I'm going to take the reins this week on our Snog Marry Avoid. So we're basically just going to do the keep, buy, and sell, that concept that you see across FPL and YouTube videos. And we're just going to, well, I'm going to talk about this week about the people that I'd look to bring in, I'd look to hold in my squad, and people that I'm looking to sell, or if other people are looking to bring them in, like completely avoid them at all costs. Do you think is that a reasonable summary?
Yeah, so Snog is buy, isn't it? So yeah, like who's getting the tongue action from you this week? Who's number one in that position?
So my Snog this week, even as a City fan, it pains me to say, is Big Mason, just because of his price point, really, at 7.5. And I watched that game at the weekend, and like you say, his stats and shots in the box maybe might not have been as high as some other players, but I just think United's performance was very impressive. And I do think Cavani's only just come back to training, so he's going to get given the next few games, I think. And after his performance at the weekend, I think he's earned that spot for a while, and he looks hungry after missing the Euros. You kind of feel that the players who haven't had an international tournament and kind of just got away in preseason training, Trent's another one who just looks hungry. So maybe they're the players that kind of catch fire at the start of the season, and then your regular players will kind of take a while. Salah's another one, no international tournament, looked starting on fire. He was brilliant. So yeah, for that reason, Mason.
Just to stress the point, for people who are listening on the podcast or not watching it on YouTube, the graphic that's up at the moment is Greenwood with the wink kiss emoji. That's the graphic Callum was referring to, just to help clarify that. So yeah, and should we move on to Mari? Who you wifing up?
I'm wifing up big Mikel Antonio. I know he missed a penalty. It was quite tame, but it was a good save. And he could have hit it harder. But other than that, like everything, he was just an animal. And Newcastle's defense couldn't deal with him. His pace, and he's another one who the team kind of plays. I know Ben Rama got a few points at the weekend, but that team just kind of revolves around Antonio. They kind of really feel the effect when he got injured last season. So I think if they keep him fit and firing, I know the hamstrings might not hold up all season, but I think at 7.5 million, there's not much better value in the game in the forward line.
Do you think he'd be good marriage material? Do you think he'd be like faithful, like thoughtful, considerate? How do you feel about that aspect?
I wasn't expecting that question. I think he's quite a loyal lad, Antonio. I know he's stuck with the Hammers. Would you say he could probably aim higher potentially in West Ham? I know he finished 6th last season. Maybe that is his kind of his value in terms of should he be aiming higher in terms of which teams. But I think he's a loyal character, and for that reason, he's going to stay in the FPL team. I think he'll repay the faith that I put in him.
Fair play. And then the last part of this this section of Snog Marry Avoid, who's the avoid?
Harvey Barnes is the avoid, just because, like you say, the formation that changed at the weekend, he kind of got brought off. And like I say, watching that Community Shield game kind of probably give me tinted glasses in a way, because he was brilliant for the first half of that Community Shield game. Maybe my opinion might change because I got West Ham at the weekend, and it's almost as if it's Harvey Barnes v Ben Rama in that midfield position in terms of FPL. So maybe I'm wrong to dismiss him too early, and it feels like I'm ditching him after a first date. But the first game wasn't too promising, but hopefully he'll catch fire in the next game. My only worry is with Daka and Iheanacho, he won't get too many games to kind of play well. Unless Maddison's playing poorly as well. So my worry is not only his form, it's probably like the players beneath him on the subs bench that are looking to come in.
So if you had the option of an extra free transfer this week, so say for example with this, you're on a first date, Harvey Barnes sat opposite you on the table. If you had just a get out clause, you could just backdoor it, go to the toilet and leave. Is that what you'd be doing?
Yeah, potentially. I'll probably keep one eye on Ben Rama in the club next door, and I'll be heading straight over.
Savage. So Antonio's not going to take too kindly to that as a loyal man, is he? He's heard the way you're not showing much lately here.
Yeah, true. Hopefully he's not listening to the podcast. On that, we just had a comment actually from Jonah6989 saying Antonio is loyal, but can he be trusted with his hamstrings? And that is the only worry, isn't it?
Yeah, that's actually reminded me of something in terms of how good this game week was. The average points was 69. So you know everyone's had a good time, and the average is 69.
Absolutely. Any other thoughts on that? It's quite fun to do. I'm looking forward to hearing your Snog Mario boys. It's next week.
Yeah. So just to clarify on that section, the way we're doing it is it's kind of with our own team in mind. So it's looking at the players in our team we're most looking to sort of keep, hold, buy, hold, or sell. So yeah, it's not necessarily the three for like the general game overall. It's kind of more looking team specific at both what we're doing. So yeah, hopefully we'll keep improving that segment as it goes on. Something new for this season. See how it does.